Sorry, my bad. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. Obviously, you're doing well this morning. What a boisterous crowd. I love it. My name's Evan Anderson. I'm with Gizmonics, and I get to be your MC this morning and on this not snowing yet morning. So, welcome. Got anybody here that has never been to a 1 Million Cups before? Oh, okay. Well, a couple. Good, good. Okay, don't be shy. It's okay. There's no penalty for that. It's actually more of a celebration. We're welcoming you here into the fold. So, welcome to the new folks. And we'll give you a little insight into what your friends or what you've got drug into here. So what is 1 Million Cups? So every week, every Wednesday morning, this is our 13th year. We get together, we put an entrepreneur, a community builder on our stage, and let them tell their story. And at the end, we get to actually interface with them a little bit, ask some questions, maybe offer some suggestions. A lot of good conversation, obviously, before we start, and after we finish, there's always some good conversation, too. So we always invite you to hang out a little while afterwards, too, if you so desire. Our speakers are down here. They'd probably be, if some of your questions didn't get answered, quite often we can get them answered here. So anyway, we do this every single Wednesday, and we have for 13 years. With all of your help, because without you and those of you streaming out on Facebook and YouTube, we really appreciate your participation. That's what makes this thing really go. So the big takeaway is, can we change the face of our startup community over 1 million cups of coffee? And that's what we're doing. We're just a group of us getting together. The organizing committee is just all volunteers that have a passion about this, as you obviously do. And so we just make an event every Wednesday and invite you, and we drink a lot of coffee. So welcome, especially to new folks, and come and see us again. Okay, so we want to talk about our sponsors a little bit. These folks help us keep the lights on. As I mentioned, we are all volunteers, but we do have a few expenses, and these folks really help us out with that. We do pay rent here at the Dakota Stage because we like to support this place. If you've ever been to one of their productions, they do great work. And what a venue we have here, too, to be able to do this in. A lot of Million Cups chapters around the country are meeting in conference rooms and break rooms and things like that. And I just think it's pretty special that we get to meet in a venue like this. And so these folks are helping us do that. We got National Day Calendar, Bismarck Mandan Chamber EDC, Stansted Law Offices. And then today, Jonathan with Dakota Bank wants to say a couple words. They are our new Grande sponsor. Give them a round of applause.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. Appreciate it, guys. Happy to announce we did start our sponsorship with 1 Million Cups. I've been attending 1 Million Cups for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's a great place to met a lot of you out here and network with everybody every week. So a little bit about Dakota Bank. We are 11 staff members in our bank. We are located on State Street, 12th, I guess. You could say the old McDonald's building, or Wendy's building, I guess, if you have been in town for a long while. We've been in town for about 3.5 years. Started at by Andrew Steinwand, our market president, and former market president Jake Nesvig. Started our branch here, and really excited to help our community grow and help us grow and help 1 Million Cups grow. So if there's anything that anybody needs, would like to visit with us about, retail banking, mortgage, commercial, you name it, we have it. So we'd love to connect with you, and feel free to reach out and connect with us. Myself, we have also insurance in our office. Anthony is here with us today, and Tate is our personal banker. So grab us on our way out. We'd love to visit with you guys. Thanks.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you for the support, guys. We really appreciate it. And then, so now you get to see it twice today, but University of Mary, you've just joined them on the Grande sponsor list. So thanks to you, Mary, as well. We've got some of those folks here today. Oh, yes. Yeah, I should mention, if you've got a blue and white logo, this is clearly the place for you. So just a little pointer there. Thank you, Shania. And then our tall sponsors, we've got Cappuccino and Collins, Coffee with Clyde, Sanford Home Care, BizBlocks, Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses, Jomo, and Gizmonics. And then we've got in-kind sponsors too, and these companies allow their folks to spend time on our behalf as volunteers, come and make all of this happen every Wednesday, and we very much appreciate that support as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to have Q&A at the end. So be thinking about your questions as these two are telling us their story. Be thinking about come up with some really good questions, maybe see if we can stump them. But be thinking about that. So then Ross is not sitting in his normal spot. Ross, there you are. We'll be running our little microphone around, and so raise your hand and we'll get those questions asked. All right. Oh, yeah. National April Fool's Day. So, you know, I'm sparing you the, hey, we're moving to the Civic Center, April Fool's, or whatever. Now, I guess I've never really been comfortable with pranks, but I thought, you know, we got to do something. It's April Fool's Day. So any pranksters out here, anybody that really kind of is that their jam? I'm not surprised about that, actually, Ashley. Yeah. It's just never worked really well for me, but I thought I'd do the glasses, and I thought maybe it's even more appropriate today with our speakers. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see this well enough, but we'll try. Okay, we have a random act of swag this morning. Zanya.
So this is a new thing we're doing this year. It's that all of the items are sponsored by National Day Calendar. Marlo said he was swimming in cool swag, and could we give them away in a random way at 1 million cups. So today just happens to be a random swag day. And the day changes, the criteria by which you win stuff changes, and so today, Evan, if you'd go one more, let's get small is the theme. Please note that Steve Martin did an album by this name, and note the glasses that he is wearing. Doesn't Evan look a lot like Steve Martin? Right? Okay, and so here's how we're going to do this one. A show of hands to anybody in the audience that wears a size small top. Oh, look at that. Okay, all right. So here's how we're going to do this.
Do you want to keep the mic?
I've got to keep the mic, but this is going to be really tough. I need to, could you come down here, please? First time ever.
You gonna hold the mic for you?
Yes, this is my entourage. Stop. Is it's going to be two criteria. There are 4 of you that wear a size small top, and the Master Ultra winner is the one who's sitting closest to the stage. So congratulations. So you get first pick. I have 4 prizes. You guys are lucky. I came with 4 prizes. So what I've got is a members only size small jacket. I have got a Popeye themed cardigan. It's really cute.
Popeye themed cardigan.
I do have 2 facial creams. They retail at $26 at Ulta. So what do you think?
Oh, we'll take this.
Okay, that's pretty sweet. All right. Now, the rest of you, does anybody feel these 3, right? Not you, sir. I'm sorry. He's looking like okay, so I don't know how to do this. I didn't have a good theory. I was hedging that you wouldn't all sit in the same row. What are you doing to me here? All right. Anybody feel? Yeah, I'll let you all work it out. Oh. Because our show must go on. Okay, so you hold those 3, get with your colleagues, and work it out.
No fighting.
Wait, I can do this.
Okay.
She wore her 1 Million Cups t-shirt, so I got to give you first try.
Good point.
Oh, goodness.
So would you like the jacket or one of the...
Oh, goodness. I'll do a face cream.
Okay, so now you 2 can work it out.
Okay, Zanya, work that out. We got to get this going. All right. Does anybody remember Steve Martin? Please say yes. Oh, okay, good. So you get the reference. He before his movie career, he was a comedian. Still is, I guess. But that was a big thing. That was 80s maybe. All right, 70s. I don't even know. Okay. You as well.
Sorry, this is me as well because Tyler couldn't be here today. But the public library has a really cool thing going on. They've partnered with Northern Plains Dance, Ballroom Basics. It's Monday evenings from April 3rd through May 18th. I did want to let you know the things you were going to learn. On April 13th, you learned the Foxy Sway. I thought that sounded very good. On the 20th of April, the two-step. On the 27th of April, you could learn to rumba. On the 11th of May, the East Coast Swing. And on the 18th of May, the salsa.
Sounds fun. All right. Oh, this is something Tyler brought to my attention, and I wanted, so get your phones ready. So there's this Midwest Startups thing. It's a LinkedIn thing where communities compete, and it's basically a vote-based thing. And as you can see, we're already in the round. Bismarck is in the round of 16. We are going up against St. Louis this week, and if we win that, more than likely we'll be going up against Fargo next week. So to help get us in the Fargo round so we can beat them too, please click on that code. It's so simple. It takes you right into your LinkedIn, click Bismarck, and we get another vote. And it's one of these things where I gather that they don't get, we're not talking about thousands or tens of thousands of votes. It's probably 75. So we could probably lock it up for Bismarck right here. So everybody got that? All right, Midwest Startups. Appreciate it. And we'll probably do this again next week and so we can beat Fargo. All right, good? All right. Next, I touched on this a couple weeks ago. I've been working on archiving all of the old 1 million cups out on YouTube because Facebook doesn't let you do that anymore. So I've been doing a lot of downloading and cleaning up and re-uploading. This is a screen cap of kind of our Million Cups YouTube page right now. And you can just kind of see what it looks like. So basically all our archives live right on the top of the home page by year. So within year you can do a search. So if you know somebody that presented back in 20 whatever, you can go find them easily. I don't have all the archives on. I've got several hundred videos left to go, but I'm working on it. And then during the Wednesday live performance, there will actually, right above archives here, there will actually be the live feed will be there that you can click on as well. So really trying to capture all of this information that we've been amassing over the last 13 years. So that's what you'd expect if you go out to that page. All right, so, okay, our Bismarck Mandan Chamber EDC folks weren't able to make it this morning, but I'm on the board, so I got chosen. So they're now accepting nominations for Bismarck Mandan's 20 under 40. That's something they always have in their magazine. I'm sure you've seen it many times. So that is the way to, you got a QR code there to be able to nominate somebody. So if there's somebody under 40 in your life that you think should be nominated for that, please do. And then also the annual dinner is coming up. How many of you have or attend the annual dinner for Chamber EDC? Really a fun event. Black tie, super fun. April 16th is the date, and tickets are on sale right now. So if you haven't already, you want to go ahead and get that done. And it's at the event center. It's going to be big. It's been growing, I think, every year now for quite a while. Skip that one? Okay. Anybody else with a community announcement? We're going to get this show on the road. I'm going to put my real glasses on. We good? All right. So without further ado, let's bring Cindy and Nathan up on stage to tell us about all of Dexter. Round of applause.
Yeah, stand, sit, where do you want us, Kanya? We'll stand right here. Sounds perfect. Okay, thank you for having us. Good morning. I'm Cindy Drinkson. This is Nathan Stewart. We're the owners of Olive Dexter Eyewear. Olive Dexter is a mobile eyewear boutique. We combine the in-person service that you'd get at an eyewear clinic or a storefront boutique with the pricing and convenience of buying eyewear online. Because let's be honest, no one buys glasses alone anymore, right? You FaceTime a friend, you send selfies to your group chat, you ask, which one? Be honest. Well, we've kind of revolutionized that process. Instead of sending selfies, we bring our frame inventory to you, to your home, to your business. You invite the same people that you would send those selfies to, and together you try on our frames in the comfort of your own space, with snacks and drinks in a fun, relaxed environment, and it becomes an experience instead of an errand. And here's the best part. Our hosts earn credit based on the success of their event. That credit goes towards the purchase of their own glasses. Many times that means free glasses, and sometimes even multiple pair. When you're ready to order, you simply use your phone, create an account on our website, select the frame, choose the lenses based on your prescription, which you upload during the process, and the glasses ship directly to you in 10 to 15 business days. We currently have sales reps across North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, even in Scottsdale, Arizona. And honestly, we'd love to expand even further if we find the right person in the right market. We're here to make buying glasses more enjoyable and more affordable. Our single vision glasses start at $150. Multifocals start at $290. Both include scratch guard and anti-reflective coatings. We also offer polarized sunglasses, transition lenses, blue light blockers, readers. Really, we can put just about any lenses into the frames that you choose. Out-of-network vision insurance benefits apply. We accept both FSA and HSA payments. Olive Dexter isn't a brand new company. It actually got its start in 2019. What's new is that Nate and I are recently the sole owners, and as all businesses must do, we're ready to evolve to meet the needs of our clients. We recently moved into a new location with a great showroom. This space is perfect for those who want to host, but don't have their own space to do so. It allows us to offer personal fittings by appointment because we get it. Sometimes people simply want great eyewear with one-on-one service. At the end of the day, we just want to make eyewear fun again, something you enjoy, not something you dread, and certainly not something that breaks the bank. Thanks for having us. Short and sweet.
Ross, he's going to bring you the microphone.
First, I have a joke. I'm sorry about this. I apologize for the joke I'm about to tell, and then I have a question. Did you hear about the guy who fell into a lens grinder? He made a spectacle out of himself. Okay, sorry. I just had it. Okay, I know. I'm sorry. And my delivery was horrible, but think about it later. It's a good one. Sorry. Now I'll be serious. So when you applied to present, I read your application and I was like, this is such an innovative idea. I had never heard of buying eyewear this way, right? And so could you tell a little bit, so you've been around since 2019, could you tell us a little bit about your origin story and how you all got started? I would really love to hear that, and how you got into the business, and then how you decided to kind of, just this is new now that you've decided to be sole owners, and maybe a little of that.
You start.
So the concept started, I was one of the founders, and I guess the goal at the time was to kind of bridge the gap between your traditional optometry experience where you get your glasses right with your eye doctor versus the polar opposite, which would be your Warby Parkers, any optical. There's quite a difference in the level of service that you receive. So what we do is try to bridge that gap. All of our reps are professionally trained on how to measure pupillary distance, segment heights, things like that. So for us, we feel like we hit that sweet spot in between with the price point and the level of service that we can offer on a one-on-one level or in a show. And as Cindy said during the presentation, this also allows you to kind of get the opinion of your friends and colleagues or whoever you may be with. So that's the goal, was to kind of bridge that gap between your optometry experience versus if there's any of your Warby Parkers, things like that.
Was there an aha moment that kind of led to that, or some lightning strike, or what? They evolve over time. It's
It's kind of fun to hear how
that idea turned into something.
Yeah, so my original partner, one of the founders, is an optometrist. And for her, I guess, she had came to me, and I have my background is in website and IT. And she said, how can we make this, how can we take what I do and what you do? And then we had another partner that could handle kind of the labs side of things. turn that into a workable business. So she, as a optometrist, she saw what they deal with, and she saw the level of. And there's nothing wrong with buying on Warby and sites like that, but a lot of times what happens is you may not have not get a proper measurement. You may be taking your glasses to an optometrist or say Walmart or Target Optical to get adjusted because there's not that level of service in between. So that was kind of the aha moment for us.
What is the sweet spot? You talked about the shows. What is the sweet spot for number of guests that you should have, or would you suggest to have, or is there a number?
Well, like I said, it's based on, the host credit is based on the success of the show. If you think about it this way, it's a 10% host credit. Your average pair of glasses is $200, so if you get $2,000 worth of sales, you would get a free pair, probably. 10 guests will be a success.
Great presentation. I've worked with a lot of companies over the last, decades and decades and decades. And I guess my question is that when I think of companies like yours in regards to the branding and the marketing and then the advertising, I'm kind of curious why the name Olive Dexter and how does that kind of go across those three spirals in regards to the branding and the marketing and the advertising?
Well, again, I can't speak for my former partner, but it was Olive Dexter also stands for OD, which is what you call an optometrist. So it was kind of a play on
No more
words.
jokes.
And I'll be honest, a lot of companies were naming, the naming convention was similar to that at that time. But it was a kind of a fun play on words to represent OD and also have kind of a unique creative name. At one time it was Olive and Dexter before we ever got started, and then Ann got dropped. So yeah, that's how the name came about.
So with a new concept, basically we were talking beforehand, you said nobody is really doing it that you have found, doing it kind of the way you are. What are some of the challenges in terms of, forging that new path?
Well, initially it was the idea of having somebody come into your home. Like I was telling you before the concept, we started in 2019 and we started to build up some momentum, and then obviously COVID happened, and then all of our bookings were canceled basically. And so and even after going into 2021 and maybe a little bit of 22, there was a little bit of hesitancy was going in, having the show at your house or your place of business. But I think for us, what we were able to do, we captured a lot of repeat customers because they realized that the setting is very comfortable, it's very natural, and it's actually worked out really well. It's turned into a great advantage for us. So
I think the nature of it probably is that a lot of people are exposed to it when they're at somebody else's gathering or whatever. So is that a big part of the getting the word out?
Correct, yes. It's kind of like an avalanche, if you will. Somebody gets excited about it. Hey, where did you get those cute glasses? And it kind of snowballs from there. Yeah.
I'd say most of our bookings come from people that were at previous shows.
All right, I'm done with jokes, I promise. I know. But I was thinking about, so as I sit here, I can just kind of picture what a party could be like.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking about the logistics of, so if someone is like in Phoenix, you had shown, how do they have the samples of the eyewear to show at a party or the food? So could you just kind of cover the logistics of having a party?
Sure.
Both hosting maybe locally, but hosting far away. And you had mentioned food and snacks. Does the host provide those? All of those kinds of little detail-y things to just kind of paint the picture of what is a party like?
Yes.
Someone
Well,
party.
picture a pampered chef party, if you will, or a Tupperware party. It's the same concept. Our sales reps all have a rolling suitcase that holds 180 frames. So they roll that into your home, set it up on your kitchen island. You have drinks and snacks set out for your guests. The host does the inviting. We can provide the invitations and the ads or whatever the case is. But it's their job to get the people there because the more they get there, the more free items for them. So it's usually a 2-hour window that we give our hosts. It's open house style. People come in, they try on glasses, they share, they take pictures, they have their friends there for their opinions, right? And then, like I mentioned in my presentation, once people are ready to order, they pull up our website on their phone, create an account, and we order right from there. And our sales reps step them through the whole process. Yeah. What about this? What about that? Yeah, it's exactly what happens. Yep.
Yeah, another question. There's a company out there called Magic 5. They don't do glasses, but they do swim goggles. And I'm just kind of curious. They have an app where you can actually go back and just kind of scan your face, and then they build the goggles to fit your eyes. I'm kind of curious when you think about technology or the use of technology in the future for your business. Is there any application that you might see using in the future?
Wrong size, you know, and it, or it would be like Ryan Gosling on Project Hail Mary, it was kind of all over the place. So we stopped using that, but that's not to say that it's not something that we could utilize in the future. And our website is built on Shopify, and Shopify is one thing they're great at is they're starting to integrate a lot of AI tools as part of the pre-existing package that everyone already has. So as we become comfortable with the level of accuracy, we would definitely consider something like that, you know, and also cost factor.
Just to kind of add on that, um, there's plenty of my friends who have significantly bad eyesight where they try on glasses and they can't see themselves. So do you guys see at these parties? Obviously, you talked about your friends. You know, yeah, you look okay on that, but do you see them like taking pictures of themselves and that kind of thing and sharing that way?
Yes, always. I have to take a picture of myself in this because I can't see myself without my own glasses.
And put real glasses down.
Correct. Yeah, happens often.
So it seems like you're catering to somewhat, you know, in an increasingly virtual world, it's pretty interesting. I guess I've been kind of a student of this, watching, you know, people almost snapping back a little bit to real connection, right, as opposed to a virtual connection. And it seems like you've kind of melded those in a way. You've got that real connection of a gathering of people having some wine and some snacks and laughing and looking at glasses, yet some of the convenience on the back end with the order and shipping. Is that?
Absolutely, and I feel like there was a mad rush towards sites like Warby Parker, but there is definitely, in my, I actually I think the data backs it up, but I think there has been some movement back to some face-to-face, and that's where I think we're kind of uniquely, you know, set up to handle that kind of situation. So yeah, and I think also it's important to mention our price falls, you know, right in between the two experiences that we spoke about. So for those people that, you know, maybe they're not paying bare bones basic, but they're getting the extra level of the measurements and the follow-up, I think that means a lot to them.
Sorry, really, people, you can jump in here anytime. Uh,
Especially if you have an optometry joke.
yes, especially. Okay, no, I'm on a roll here. I'd love to hear a little bit more about the decision to add a physical space. Maybe this was always part of your business model, but if not, that's it's very cool. It's a big step, but it's cool. And then the second piece would be, so I got that one. I'm just going to hog my. All right, second one would be, so it's 7 years into the business. I would love to hear. I know you had a blip in the road on the growth, but I'd love to hear how things are going and what's that trajectory looking like? And if 5 years from now, if we had you back on stage, what would your hopes be?
Okay, so all of our salespeople are mobile, like I said. And I started out that way. I left a 23-year career and drove my family crazy for about 90 days, and they told me I had to go find something to do. So I saw that Olive Dexter was hiring salespeople, of which I was already a customer. I thought, well, I can sell glasses. That would be the perfect something until I find my next career. Well, a year later, I bought into the company. So I guess it is my next career. I was selling out of my home because we didn't have a retail space. We had a small lab in Mandan, but it wasn't open to the public. That's where we store our inventory and do our work. I also had a kid come home from his first year of college and begin working at Falkirk Mine shift work. Well, I couldn't have strangers come to my house at all hours of the day to be fitted for glasses with a kid working shift work. So we found a perfect little location that would be a great showroom. We moved our glasses into that as a showroom, as kind of a sales studio. One thing led to another. We had to get out of the lab space that we had in Mandan, and this little studio was big enough to move that into, would you say? So that's how that transitioned. Out of my home and into that. Now, all of our salespeople in the force, they still do what they do with their mobile suitcases. They don't have spaces. Refresh my, did I answer that first part? Okay, what was the second part? How do we see the future going? We would love to expand further. We currently have room to add 3 salespeople. We would like to branch into Montana, further into South Dakota, wherever the right market is with the right person. Many of our salespeople have full-time careers. One is a hygienist. One manages a library, and she actually sells her glasses out of the empty office in the library. Yeah, so their sales technique is entirely up to them. But we would like to find more of those people to grow further.
Found. However,
Right. Go ahead, you start that.
Cindy and I have specifically been trained by
Yep.
How many parties have you had total since you started, and what's been your largest party?
My personal largest party was my college roommate. She lives up in north central North Dakota. Big farming community. Their closest opportunity for glasses is about 60 miles away. She had over a $4,000 party. Yep.
And honestly, I don't know the exact number, but we're in the hundreds for our parties.
Yep. I have one other than this weekend because it's Easter. I actually have public events every weekend in April. Yep.
Hi, I just want to thank you for coming today and let you know that I'm having a party and everyone in this room is invited.
We love to hear that.
This is assuming you've already gone to the doctor and gotten your prescription, I'm guessing, right?
Correct.
So,
We're not taking the place of your optometrist. You just grab your piece of paper and bring it to us.
excellent. Okay. So I've got, I've had glasses most of my life. So I've been down this road many times. I've used Zenny, Warby Parker, and the local optometrist. It's hard to get out of that office sometimes and say, I want to go try on frames. I mean, this is perfect for me. This is like, you can't just buy a frame like the minute you get out of your appointment, right? You need to go through the process. But they'll remind me that the quality of the lens is going to be different if I go get it somewhere else. So can you speak to, are you guys doing when you said lab, are you doing are you grinding the lenses here? Are they shipped out? Or what does that look like? And what's the timeline for that?
It's probably the same lab that your optometrist uses, to be honest with you.
And we're partnered with a lab that handles almost everything in Bismarck, and then they ship some things out to the Twin Cities. So, that's the lab portion. What was the other question? I'm sorry.
Timeline. How long does it take?
Oh, sure. So knowing that, you know, the key is if you have your prescription. If you have it, we can get that order rolled the next business day. And then we're at a little bit of the mercy of the lab. So what we're saying now is within 10 to 15 business days, you should have your glasses in the mail. Or if you're local, you can choose to pick it up at the Mandan location. But 10 to 15 business days.
So that's kind of your lens relationship. I assume you have similar relationships then on the frame side that you developed as well?
Yep, we have some overseas vendors, and there's a lot of, I guess, frame vendor shows that we can attend in New York, I believe. And so our frames are private label, and
So a lot of what you're doing is really managing relationships too.
Absolutely.
On the supply side.
Sorry to keep asking all these questions here. Yeah,
Still living.
yeah, I'm still living here. Earlier you mentioned growth, right? And so my question is, are you familiar with the 7 Ps of marketing? The 7 Ps of marketing.
7 Ps of marketing?
Right.
Personally, I'm
That's
not.
okay. A lot of folks are not familiar with that, but that would be one of my recommendations. Is since you're focused on growth, is to go back and AI it to death, but look at the 7 Ps of marketing. And then earlier I mentioned BMA. I'd also go back and have you take a look at BMA, and that's the branding, the marketing, and the advertising. Because I think what you have is very unique and very special. But I would just recommend you kind of identify, who are the high value targets, what markets do you want to penetrate, how do you get expansion, and then also do some work around your personas, right? What's the ideal customer look like? And same thing for your salespeople, but you're going to do very well. I think there's just a lot of great things that you can accomplish. But I would look at the 7 Ps of marketing and then AI, BMA, branding, marketing, and advertising, and how it applies to all of Dexter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
He's somebody you might want to talk to afterwards, or maybe if you want to just introduce yourself.
Maybe, yeah. I'm trying to retire a little bit.
I'm just curious if you have, do you do sunglasses too, whether it's prescription or not?
We do polarization, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So any frame we have, you can order your traditional clear, or you can get a polarized, and that could be a prescription lens or the plano. So yeah, plano would be no power, it's your traditional sunglasses. So yeah, and transitions as well.
Yep, and transitions now, when I say transitions, people think about what your grandpa used to wear, right? Where they were light to dark and they were dark for 5 minutes after they came in the house. Those have really come a long ways. People, in a perfect setting, perfect temperature, 90 seconds, they should go from colored to clear. And they now come in 8 gorgeous colors. I just ordered emerald green for myself.
Awesome. So while we're out with our friends and family, what kind of characteristics are you looking for in the perfect salespeople? Who can we be sharing the opportunity with?
So our salespeople are, they're actually contract employees. So they will work on their own schedule. So they have to be driven. They have to be very detail orientated and outgoing, obviously. Those are probably the 3 biggest things.
Yeah.
Yep. In regard to destination, really, it could be anywhere. But they would want, outgoing and would be the biggest thing. Correct.
For your sales reps, do you have a specific goal of quantity in a certain market, or per market you kind of adjust the number of sales reps per area? And then do you have a CRM that tracks your clientele or checks in on them on a regular basis?
So Shopify does offer some limited CRM tools. We have not fully taken advantage of that. But in terms of our expectations from our salespeople, it's very much, we have, like Bismarck Mandan is a completely different market, and we have a rep out of Rugby, North Dakota. So obviously the numbers are smaller, but she provides very valuable service to that community, and she's still reaching her sales goals. So yeah, it's definitely driven by the area that you're in. But even in a community the size of Bismarck Mandan, there's room for multiple reps. We found for a while very much driven by the location. And the CRM, that was, again, what we have some automated things available through Shopify in terms of reaching back out to customers or abandoned carts, things like that. So we utilize what's available to us there.
We do have a small quarterly goal set up for our sales reps, simply because we feel it's a use or lose it skill, and we have a lot of details that go into people's eyewear. So if they're not selling on the regular basis, they're going to miss some of those details, and that's the main reason we have a minimum for them.
And for us, it's important too. In fact, we have a training at the end of this month
Mhm.
that they're kind of staying on top of. They're getting a presentation about some of the most recent lens, upgrades and optimizations that they can be offering to their customers, and so they can speak, confidently about them and things like that. So that's kind of an ongoing process with the reps as well. We want to keep them up to date as possible.
Probably constant changes in lens technology, but also, of course, different frame styles are always coming out, I'm sure, as well.
Correct. Yep.
Really, really easy question, but do you guys have lens that's for like astigmatism? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we absolutely do. I have. So there's I'm just looking around in the room of the people who have glasses in here, and I don't think I see anybody who has any duplicates. So 150 pairs of glasses is a lot of pairs of glasses, but does that inventory change all the time, and who chooses those, and tell me a little bit, because like I could see my group of friends getting all the zany, weird, wacky stuff, and then some more business savvy folks maybe being more calm and whatever, Not saying, just saying.
Our sales reps' suitcases that we talked about each hold 180, but in the lab in Mandan, we probably have over 360 styles. Men's, women's, we don't do children's. And that rotates. We buy on average once a year, and the girls rotate, the sales reps rotate in their kit whenever we need to. Once we get down to limited numbers, we pull all those in and send them different ones. So that in Bismarck, we always have one style.
Yeah, and Cindy's actually been the one that's been picking, and she does a nice job of picking traditional lenses, and we have some very funky ones as well. But surprisingly, they sell.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have the full spectrum of styles, I guess you could say.
So your sales reps, do they get a say in which ones of the
For sure.
however many that you
Yeah.
have? Cool.
All right. Well, Ross, maybe since you're on a roll,
Yeah.
should we just go right into the final?
We should. Okay. So thanks a lot, you guys, for your presentation. Your business model is super interesting, and I think there's plenty of opportunity here locally and in your spaces. So what can we as the 1 Million Cups community do to help you to continue to succeed?
Well, I guess all we ask for is a chance, to earn their business and show the kind of the level of customer service that we're confident that we can give. And again, if a person isn't comfortable hosting a show, that's totally not everyone wants people coming in their house, or they maybe have not done one of the shows like he was talking about. And locally, that's where the showroom goes really well. If right now it's appointment only, through Cindy. So there's two options if you want to, even if you just want to try the glasses and don't want to, if you're not willing to buy, we have that showroom and by appointment, and we're more than willing to open it up and let people look. Or if they want to host a full-fledged show and earn those host credits, that's even better.
Yep.
So.
Yep. In fact, Ross, I think one of your coworkers has recently been in the showroom to get some glasses.
You can tell me later.
I'll tell you.
Just in case their glasses are too zany, right?
All right. Well, let's give it up for these two again. Thanks for
Yes. Thanks for having us.
Okay, looking ahead, we have Birthday Beacon Update. They were on stage some time ago and have a lot of things going on, a lot of fun things to tell us about that have happened since they were last on our stage. SBA is going to be here on the 15th, And then we've got kind of a fun one coming up on April 22nd. We've got a collaboration between a photographer and a publisher, which I think is going to be really, really interesting. So that's what's coming up. Put them on your calendars if they aren't already. These are the ways you can keep in contact with us. Facebook, we got our LinkedIn, and then also YouTube, and our funky email address up there. That's a great pipeline right into us. So if you want to get in touch with us for anything, that 1mcbizman701@gmail is the way to do that. And with that, thanks again to Dakota Bank for their sponsorship today. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all being here, and have a great rest of your week. Thank you.